Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to another stream. After however many years, 3 years, it's kind of insane how long it's been, but we're back. We're making some Modpack stuff. So I've actually done a lot of the Modpack already, at least in terms of adding like content, really, right? So right now, I'm really focusing on making the warrior progression. So there's two main classes. There's going to be a mage and a warrior. It's going to be kind of like, I mean, this has nothing to do with my name, but it's going to be kind of like Terraria, where it's not like a set, like you have to go with this thing or whatever. It's just there's a lot of different artifacts and relics and weapons and stuff that you can kind of build around. So it's fairly flexible. I'm not trying to like set you into playing a specific way, right? That's not how you make a game. So hopefully it turns out to be pretty good. Yes, Mr. Nobody, it was. The reason is because the two friends who I was making the mod pack with were named Cameron and Nick. So I mashed their two names together to make the name. But since then, you know, I've kind of been making the pack more and more girthy. And I think I'm deciding I'm going to probably publish it like to the public, which is also why I'm streaming it now. So, you know, I mean, change the name up a little bit, because that name, I'm not going to lie, it doesn't really roll off the tongue. But yeah, so for the panic necklace, so I mean, the wiki's a little outdated because I kind of got a little bored of making it, because I was kind of planning a few things, and I've edited it since then. So for the panic necklace, pretty much what it does is it does exactly like it does what the Terraria one does. So when you get hit, you get a little speed boost. It's not super insane. It's like, it drops from these, okay, so this is wrong. The Mimic I've actually taken out of the game. It's not even a mob. I don't know why it shows up here. But it drops from these guys. They're called the Hunters. And pretty much they're like really fast moving zombies, which is kind of why I thought it would be pretty cool, you know, for it to drop the panic necklace. I'm trying to spice up some stuff by adding mob drops and stuff, so you have incentive to kill things. But yeah, don't worry, I'll go over everything. And there's a lot in the pack currently. If you look on the wiki and you go to the pages, and you go to the warrior progression tree, that's kind of like the wiki, like the layout of each point in the game. So the titles are bosses, and the gear that's there is what's recommended that you get. Well, not recommended, but it's what you can get at that level, right? So I'm kind of going through this table, or these tables, one at a time while I'm making it. This is a plan. I've moved stuff around when I get to it. So, you know, stuff might get moved around. But I'm currently on, I believe I'm on the Pre-Dragon. And I've done the Enigma and the Awakened Lichblade. And I'm currently working on, or no, I think I've done the Harbinger as well. I think I'm working on the Sunfire, which is what I have in my inventory right here. So yeah, so this is for the warrior. There's a ton of different swords, a ton of different accessories you can go for, as you can see. Yeah, the mod pack, the R's mod pack, I'm sure this is probably what you were talking about. It's a lot of, you know, pink, gold, purple. It's a pretty cool mod pack, that's why I'm putting it in. I'm using their crafting recipes right now for a lot of things. In the warriors pack, so like, for example, these are just some of the swords I've done. Does the Emberblade take... Oh no, I think the Emberblade drops from a boss. What do I have that... Maybe... I don't have a few. Oh yeah, it's probably... Here we go. So this is the Wax Weaver. This is another weapon that's a little bit more early game. But you actually craft it through the enchanting apparatus with brass and inflamed candle. I probably should honestly go over what's actually in the pack before I really go over it, or start working to it, just so everyone kind of knows what we're doing, and then we can reference back at this point in the stream. I might make a video of just an overview or something. But pretty much, the main pack, there's really a main mod for like each part. So there, we do have the create mod. I'm thinking about taking this artifact mod out, by the way. It's called L2 artifacts. You'll find that there are no L2 artifacts on the wiki page, and it's because I'll probably take it out. Anyways, so let's see. How should I introduce this? It's kind of a lot. So I'll just start with the warrior. So with the warrior, there's a few main mods. So we have Cataclysm. I'm sure a lot of people are familiar with what Cataclysm is. It's not an insanely niche mod or anything. Basically, it adds a bunch of different bosses and some cool items to come along with them. I've tiered them. I need to probably post the boss progression on a wiki page, so I will probably do that here pretty soon. But essentially, the Netherite Monstrosity is someone that is early game, and you'll find him on well, it's not early game, but it's like mid game, and you'll find him on the wiki. I'm pretty sure, yeah, he's the third table here. He is a pretty cool boss, and its bosses like that. So they always have an area you have to go to, and you can craft an eye to find the area. It's kind of like the stronghold eye, you know. And you got to make sure you have the gear to try to kill them, because some of them are pretty intense. I mean, one of them is actually, or two of them are the endgame bosses. So Maledictus and Ignis, I think that's what his name is, are going to be the two endgame bosses. And Maledictus, you can fight like immediately. Like, you don't need to do anything crazy. If you find the structure, I'm pretty sure you can immediately fight him, but he's just gonna absolutely demolish you because you're not gonna have any gear to actually try to fight him. So but yeah, so it also adds a few cool items, like the incinerator. This is one of the in-game swords. And of course, you know, if you have any questions, please ask in the chat. I will respond. The title clouds are pretty cool. Cyranus. Cyranus is currently what we're working on. Yeah, Pre-Scylla, or Cis. I can't say her name. SCYLLA / Ancient Remnant. Since we're after that point, the weapons that are on the pre-dragon are going to be stuff that drops from those bosses, and so she drops the Astrape and the Cyranus. This is actually a really cool weapon. I'm a little all over the place, I know, but I'll try to, you know, answer any questions here if you guys have any. But so the Astrape, it does this. I haven't changed it, but it adds a little lightning bolt. It's a little underwhelming compared to some of the other stuff. But the Cyranus, this looks cool. You like throw it, it does this massive, like, I don't know, thing, and it just looks cool. And, you know, I mean, just look at this animation. Ooh. Anyways, we're not working on the Cyranus right now. I have it in my inventory. So, let's see. Skyla? Yeah, Skyla. Wait, I don't know how I wasn't able to pronounce that. It's very clearly Skyla. Whatever. Alright, so yeah, so the first thing that we're working on stream, this is insane, is going to be the Sunfire. Oh my god. The Sunfire. So the Sunfire is a weapon that is part of a tree of weapons. There's two. So there's two trees. It starts with the, where is it? The Dormant Relic. I don't know if it's in here. Dormant. It starts with the Dormant Relic. This is a pretty cool weapon that you can craft with brass, holy rune, netherite longsword, witherbone. You guys will find out what this stuff is a little later when I go over materials. But it starts with the Dormant Relic, and you can use you can use it in another recipe with a boss drop and an enchanted golden apple along with some brass to craft the Righteous Relic, or you can use it to craft the Tainted Relic. So the trees are pretty much, the Righteous Relic is something that it buffs you, right? Like when you hit someone, and you can read the description there. It gives you regen. It gives you an absorption buff every time you hit someone, right? So it's like temp health when you hit someone. It's very good for like brawl type builds where like you're trying to get in their face and like hit them, a lot, take a lot of damage. That'll help you with that style build, right? And so the Sunfire is going to be the evolution of the Righteous Relic. That's going to be the final upgrade for this sword. The other branch is the Tainted branch, and that starts with the Tainted Relic. And essentially the gimmick with this sword is that it debuffs whoever you're hitting, right? Instead of buffing you, it's going to debuff the other person. So this one gives you Withering and Darkness. I wanted to give you Blindness, but you can't sprint with Blindness, so that's a little broken. Because you can just hit them, and now they can't sprint. But yeah, I think I've already worked on the Harbinger. Yeah, so this is the final upgrade of the Tainted Relic, and you'll find out what this stuff is later. A lot of this is added by Alex's Caves, which is a pretty popular mod. Is this the little string that goes across the tooltip mod or texture pack? That is actually a mod. It's a very cool mod. It's the whole tooltip here, the scrolling part, the little streak, the like picture of the item. It's all mod. I think it's called. What's it called? I think it might be called Advanced Tooltips. Let me check real quick. It's a really cool mod. I'm happy I found it. Tooltip. Oh no, it's Tooltip Overhaul. I probably should put a mod list somewhere. I'll put a mod list somewhere, so that you guys know what mods I'm using. But it's a very cool mod. Anyways, so the Sunfire. So yeah, so the Righteous Relic, when you hit someone, gives you regen and the absorption buff, right? You can see it there. Oh yeah, also all the swords have these different attack patterns. That's just to kind of spice it up. Like for example, if I am... Oh yeah, by the way, this mod's called Simply Swords. If I'm using a spear, I'm going to do like a little stab attack. Yeah, I'm going to put it probably on the main page because I need to make sure I credit the people who are in the pack properly. I don't want to like, accidentally plagiarize it. No, this is on 1.20.1 because most of the mods are on that version. A lot of things have not updated to 21. So yeah. But yeah, there's a bunch of different sword types. This is, I think it's called a broadsword. I think that's the type of sword this is. It does 2 stabs and 2 slashes, right? The stabs are going to have a little bit more range, and the slashes are going to have a little bit more damage. But let me go into survival so that you can... I also need to hit myself here and give myself... Gotta give myself some... hunger. Is Ice and Fire the most recent version as well? Yeah, pretty big upgrade recently or something. Yeah, so Ice and Fire is in this. It's the mod that adds the dragons and stuff. It's not... So... It's not getting an update. It's just a new version, like a Ice and Fire 2 is coming out, right? It hasn't come out yet. They announced it. It's going to be very cool. It looks amazing. I really wish I could put it in the mod pack. But it's not out yet. So maybe in a future version of the pack, I might slap it in there. Oh yeah, by the way, that's a speed boost you get from the Panic Necklace. I have it on right now. So see, you can move in at normal speed, and then when you get hit, you get a little bit of a speed boost. And then it goes away. There's no cooldown to this. I'm thinking about adding it. It lasts, I think, 5 seconds. But I think that's a little balanced. I mean, it's fairly rare. It's like... Let's see, what is the percentage? It's a 10% chance from this enemy, right? Yeah, I'm actually really excited. I don't know if you've seen the trailer. You should really go watch the trailer if you haven't seen that already. It's pretty cool. The dragons can, like... fly around and like terrorize structures and stuff. Spam Panic Necklace and bow boosting, that's 100% gonna happen. There are a few things in this pack that I really need to like make sure I'm taking into consideration. And one of the big things is definitely having multiple swords as a warrior. So each sword has like a little power or an ability or something, right? And some of them give you buffs that don't go away for a while. So if you just have one in your hotbar and you use the ability, and you can switch to like a different sword until it wears off again, and then you can use it again. You know what I mean? It's almost like spells, but like with swords. I swear this is not inspired by Terraria. This is just how the game is with the mod. So yeah, Righteous Relic, when you hit, you get those 2 temp hearts, but it's only for like a split second, right? So it goes away very quickly. So what you're supposed to do with this is you're supposed to like charge in and like keep hitting them, right? So you keep getting the temporary health, and then the temporary health absorbs it, because the second you run away, you stop getting the temporary health, right? And you get like a little regen 2 buff as well on hit. So it's pretty good. It's a pretty good sword. Could make a sword have a long cooldown to go towards tank build. I don't know how the quicker melees would work. I could. There are a few. So there's an armor called the heavy armor, and it is purely for the tank build. There's a few builds that I actually had in mind when I was making this. One of them is a health steal build, right? Where you go in and you're stealing a ton of health from the person. You hit, you get health. It kind of coincides with the Berserker build, but the Berserker build focuses on keeping you at low health, so you get a ton of bonuses from being at low health. There's a lot of accessories that will give you benefits when you're like really low. One of the best is called the Bloodstained Valor. Let me get that real quick. And this is added by a mod called Enigmatic Legacy. This thing gives you plus 1% attack damage, plus 1% attack speed, plus 0.5% movement speed, plus 0.5 damage resistance per percentage of health you're missing. I haven't balanced this yet, but I have not balanced this yet, by the way. I will get to balancing it when I get to the progression point, but it is a little good. Like, I will say, it's pretty good. So, yeah. But like, when you increase the cooldown, you would increase damage, of course. Yeah. That's kind of the plan for most of the swords. Like, for example, so the Ribbon Cleaver is supposed to be this massive, clunky sword, right? I don't know if you can hear it on stream, but when you sprint with it, it makes like a thud noise. Can you imagine like running after someone with this and like you hear them, like the thud noise getting closer to you? But this is a massive sword, and you have to use Create to actually craft it. You can't make it in a normal crafting recipe because it's just too big of a sword, you know? Make the thud louder. But you need 2 blocks of steel, which is actually an entire item that I added myself. This whole crafting recipe for steel is something that I've made. You can see the companion mod still called Kametcraft Companion Mod, but I'll probably change it. I'll go over the steel crafting in a little bit when it's more relevant. But yeah, so this thing is massive sword. It does 15 attack damage. 15 attack damage. That's absolutely insane. And it has a right-click ability that increases your next hit by 50%, which is even crazier. And then it has a passive when you're holding it, where you move 5% slower but take 15% less damage. It's an amazing sword. Like, this is like probably one of the best swords for the tank build for a while, when you can get it, right? And that was the point, because it is a pain. It is a massive pain to get 2 whole blocks of steel. So what's the damage of basic? So all the axes are 9 damage except for wood and netherite. Netherite is 10, wood is I think 7. Yeah, so it's double the damage pretty much. It's almost double the damage, which is pretty good. With that 50% bonus, I'm pretty sure it is double the damage. But, right, the drawback is using it, you can only hit, do you see how slow this is? You can hit one time every 2 seconds. And you know, you're gonna have to time crits and stuff too, because it doesn't immediately swing. I see I missed the crit there. It doesn't immediately swing when you click either. So it's very clunky, it's very big, but that's the theme. Hopefully that's good now. A mob farm weapon. I don't know if it has any sweeping. I don't think it has any sweeping. It's really just massive single target damage. So it's pretty crazy. But yeah, so weapons like that are going to be for the tank build, right? So the Sunfire is not necessarily for the tank build. I'd say it's more for the Berserker kind of style build almost, where you rush in, you're going to get buffs. The Sunfire is going to give you the same buff as the Righteous Relic. I actually had to program it because it would change. Sweeping Edge would go crazy with the size. Yeah, never mind, I guess. Dude. The Ribbon Cleaver is going to be insane. I probably will change it. But, I mean, technically I've already balanced it. It actually did more. The right click did, I think, a 95% bonus damage. And I thought that was a little insane, so I nerfed it. So, yeah. Anyways, so for the Sunfire, which is what I actually have to do, I have to program the buffs from the Righteous Relic. I'll probably make it a little better. The tooltip is already updated. But the way this sword works is when you hit, it's going to give you the absorption and regen. I'll probably buff both of them so to give you more regen and more absorption than the Righteous Relic. But the right click summons this little thing, which slows and sets the people on fire inside of it, right? Now, me personally, I think a slow is a debuff. I don't think it should be debuffing people, right? This is just what is in the mod when it comes with it, right? I haven't made any changes. So what I was thinking was this little thing would give everyone in the vicinity strength, which is that little buff you see in the top right. It already does that. And then maybe give you like speed 1 or something, right? Strength by itself is already like an insanely broken buff. And I'm sure you know, anyone who plays Sky Wars should know how broken the strength buff is. It does so much damage. It's kind of insane. I don't know if this gives you strength 2 or strength 1. I have to go into survival to see. Because I'm going to make it give you only strength 1 if that's the case. Give me strength. Okay, yeah, no. It's got to be strength 1 only. It would be way too broken to do strength 2. So the way strength works is every strength level, it gives you plus 4 damage. And plus 4 damage is, in Minecraft, is wild. It doesn't sound like it's that much, but let me just show you the difference between a stone sword, which does 5 attack damage, and a netherite sword, which does 8 attack damage. Actually, you know what? A wooden sword does 4 damage, right? And a netherite sword does 8 damage. So a wooden sword with strength 1 does the same damage as a netherite sword. That's absolutely insane to me. That's crazy. I think you should add fire particles to the ability so it better shows to better show it lights things on fire. I probably should. I don't know if I can though. I need to figure out how the internal mechanisms of the mod works. In fact, I'm actually going to show you guys here in a second. I want to see if my thing works, my setup, where it'll show the programming thing when I switch to it. So let's see. So I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm about to find out. I'm watching my own stream right now. Okay, cool. You can see it. So this is actually what the internal mechanisms of... This is what it works. Or sorry, this is what it looks like on the programming side. So this is This is for, this is not the one I'm looking at. I'm looking at, this is someone else's code, most of it at least, by the way. So I was a little scared about streaming this, but it's all available on their GitHub for Simply Swords in the top left. So it should hopefully be fine. It's not like I'm taking credit for it or anything. I'm just editing it. So let's see, where is it? Here it is. So this is the Sunfire code, and then the battle standard is here. So this is the battle standard that it spawns, and this is the code for the sword. This is the regen buff it gets, and I'm actually going to copy my Righteous Relic code that I already have for it into here. Pretty sure I just have these. Yep, so this is what it looks like, actual development. Pretty insane. So there's my Sunfire. Alright. So yeah, I think it'll probably give you the same amount of, actually, so should I do regen 2 or regen 3? The Righteous Relic gives you regen 2 when you hit it. So I could upgrade it. This is supposed to be the upgrade, but I don't know, regen 3 might be a little insane. I could maybe just increase the duration. I don't know. What do you think, Mr. Nobody? You're my guy in chat right now. How much harder is it to get the relic weapon? So I haven't actually made the crafting recipe yet for the Sunfire. That's what I'm supposed to do right now. But I have an idea. It's pre-dragon. So, I don't know. I gotta think about that one for a little bit. But you know, it'll be harder. I wouldn't say it would be like absolutely impossible, but it's not gonna be easy. You'll definitely have to probably kill some sort of boss or side boss or something. Because so for the tainted relic, the harbinger, the upgraded tainted relic, you have to kill 2 side bosses in order to get it, right? It's not a requirement. If it's post-dragon, make it regen 2, but if it's stage pass, I make it 2, but make the duration longer. It's not post-dragon. So on the warrior progression tree, right, I'm currently doing pre-dragon. So this is the stage after you've killed Scylla and Scylla. Oh my god, Scylla, and the Ancient Remnant. But it's before you're supposed to be able to kill a dragon. So the dragons in this version, by the way, are going to be like really buffed. Like I'm going to give them a ton of health, a ton of damage. It's going to be kind of insane. I mean the Righteous Relic. So the Righteous Relic is pre Netherite, or no. Righteous Relic is pre Scylla. So yeah. The Righteous Relic is pre Scylla. Dude, I can't freaking say her name. I don't understand why. Ancient Remnant. That's like mid game pretty much. Yeah, but all this stuff is before you kill a dragon. After you kill a dragon, the reason it's before you kill a dragon is because after you kill a dragon, then you're going to be able to get dragon steel stuff, which I want to be stronger than this stuff, right? This part of the game is marked by a lot of grinding because here, wait, let me show you guys. So let me minimize this. Should show Minecraft now. So a lot of this stage in the game is actually just grinding for stuff like diamond netherite, right? So diamond netherite is pretty hard to craft. You need to pretty much get every single netherite piece and like this and like put them all together. It's not super difficult or anything, right? But you know, it takes a little bit of time to grind stuff like that. And so, since your armor is going to be upgraded with stuff, I figured that this would be a good stage to put all the upgradable swords, because then you'd be upgrading your swords along with upgrading your armor, right? You're building up to be able to kill a dragon. That's the big achievement you're going to make after you build all this up, because, I mean, you've probably died to a dragon at this point because they randomly spawn around the map. So hopefully it'll be this big moment. That's the plan, at least. Can you make netherite? Can you make a netherite ingot? So I get double netherite ingot. That would be pretty funny. Okay, maybe so I recommend making the Sunfire regen 2. I think the yeah. So where is it? The Righteous Relic is regen 2, but I also think regen 3 is pretty insane. So I think I'll probably just make it like regen 2, but like longer. So I think that's probably what I'm gonna do. I'll just make it a little longer. I'll make it to last double the length, and then I'm gonna make absorption give you 2 more arts, but still the same duration. So that's probably about it for the actual changes. I think I am misunderstanding like everything. Yeah, no. I don't expect you guys to completely understand what the hell is going on right now, because it's kind of a big, complicated pack, and I kind of just threw you into the middle of developing it. There's a lot of parts that you don't know about, so and it would take me forever to go over everything. So just I guess just kind of chill for now. I don't know. Okay, so Righteous Relic is the first one with regen, and the Righteous Relic is the second weapon. Yes, so the Dormant Relic is a general sword. It's pretty much the same exact thing as a diamond sword, but like it has a little bit more attack speed. It doesn't do anything special. It's just there, right? It's just a little sword. And you actually find, yeah, so you craft it with a netherite sword or netherite longsword. It does a little bit of damage, not anything insane. Pretty much a fancy diamond netherite sword, right? Now when you upgrade it into one of the 2 swords that come out of it, then you start getting your buffs, right? Because then you start focusing. Oh wait, you can't see it. My bad. You guys were looking at the I gotta remember to minimize that. You were looking at the programming card. The way I have it set up, I was showing off the sword. This is the Dormant Relic. It's just a little sword. It doesn't do anything. See, doesn't give me any buffs. You just make it with another longsword and a few other things. Not anything insane, right? When you start upgrading it, again, that's when you start getting into like specialized abilities, right? So when you upgrade it with Enchanted Golden Apple, you're gonna get the Righteous Relic, and if you upgrade it with a Hemolith Sack and a bunch of death stuff, you get the death stings. Is pre-dragon the end dragon or all the dragons? It's supposed to be post-end, so it's supposed to be after you go to the end. I think I indicate that on there. I probably should indicate. I would say the Ender Dragon is going to be easier than one of the normal dragons. So I would say, yeah, it's after the End Dragon. I probably should indicate that on the wiki, that it's not Ender Dragon. But yeah, it is post Ender Dragon. Yeah, I need to make it clear that it's post End Dragon. Because it's post-end, but like post-end dragon too. I probably should say post-end dragon on there instead of just post-end. So yeah, that's where we are at with the Sunfire. So I think regen 2 is probably fine. I don't know. Regen 3 would be pretty strong, but at the same time, it also has to scale with some of the end game bosses that I'm gonna make harder. You know what? I'll make it regen 3. I'll make it regen 3. I'll make it last the same duration. And then absorption I think is fine. 164 subscribers. I do have 164 subscribers. I don't think that number has changed in like 4 years. You gotta test it on other tier equipment against other bosses, see how it goes. Yeah. I'll get to that point when I play test it. I think I'm gonna change it. I'm gonna put it, being as powerful as I can. And then if I need to change it, I can always go back after I play test. Maybe I'll do a play test with the stream. Maybe I'll set up a server and you guys can play test it with me. Be fun. That'll be, of course, in a while, though, after I do the magic balancing, which is going to be an absolute headache because magic is very complicated. But yeah, okay. I think I'll probably do this. And then for the battle standard, I think I'm going to, by the way, I kind of just look at the code and I reverse engineer how it works because, again, I didn't write this. This is written by someone else, and I'm kind of just modifying it, right? So I think I'm going to change it. Let's see, where is the status effect? Negative status amplifier. Negative effect? Let's see. Yeah, this is the boring part of the stream where I'm just trying to figure out what I'm actually trying to change right now. I think this is actually okay. So if Sunfire, then heal, suspect, strength. Okay, so here's the strength buff. I'm gonna change that to be strength 1. Yeah, it isn't super hard to understand because the way I see it, it's just normal Minecraft commands, but in a sword. But I do not know how Java works at the same time, so I'm lost. I wouldn't. The code is a little convoluted here. It's not super easy to understand, but kinda. Pretty much what this is doing is this is saying this Lee is the player that's inside of the ring, or a friendly player. So if you add someone to your team, which you won't be able to, because it would be too broke, but pretty much. This is the main person, and it'll heal you when you're inside of it, and it'll give you a strength buff. For this amplifier is actually 1 minus. It's actually -1 the actual amplifier, or +1. So amplifier 0 is actually strength 1, amplifier 1 is strength 2, and so on. And then I'm trying to find where it gives the negative effect because I don't want it to give slowness anymore. That's why I was confused. Yeah, there's no problem. I don't expect you guys to just know how to program all of a sudden. I'm just bored making this myself, so I thought I'd spice it up with a little bit of streaming. I thought I was looking at the code for right track. I thought it was saying region 1 instead of region 2, which is why I was losing my mind. Yeah. That's the amplifier. It's a +1. That's the actual thing in the code, or in the game. Let's see. Where does it give slowness? You know what? I'm just gonna search slowness. Here we go. Okay, so it sits on fire. I'm just going to delete this. And then I also think I'm going to make a little speed buff to here, right? So this is going to give speed 1 and strength 1 when you're inside the radius. So all I got to do is change this to speed, and we're good. Yeah, this is hopefully not going to be a majority of the stream. Most of it's going to be talking to you guys and planning it. The actual code is going to be pretty easy. And then I have a whole thing set up for me restarting the game because once I make these changes here, I actually do need to recompile the mod and then I need to put it in the thing and I got to restart Minecraft. So I think this should be fine. You're going to see me do some cool Gradle magic with the terminal here. but I'm basically just exporting the mod pretty much. That's what I'm doing. Duration is in ticks. Yeah, so the tick conversion is 1 second is 20 ticks. So it was like 2.5 seconds pretty much of a buff. I think it was 90 ticks. So yeah, it was like, or sorry, wait a minute. It's 4.5 seconds. 4.5 seconds. Yeah. But, you know, it's pretty much permanent when you're inside the radius because it keeps reapplying it. It's 4.5 seconds when you exit the radius or the battle standard runs out. Right? So, yeah, look at this. I have this cool graphic here for when I'm restarting Minecraft. It'll say, I'll show it when I'm done. Exporting takes it a second. Let's see the folder. By the way, I'm just curious. Does my voice sound any different than it did when I was like younger? Because last time I streamed, I think I was like 14 or something ridiculous. I don't even remember. That was 4 years ago. Yeah, it would be 14 because I'm 18 now. Jeez, I was 14 last time I made a video. That's pretty insane. Alright, it's exporting. Okay, yes, I'm gonna move this into here. And then look at this, what this should say restarting. It should say restarting Minecraft. And it should put my my little restart. Yes, it says restarting Minecraft, and it should put the thing in the top left. It should put the window in the top left once it captures it. Wait a minute, I think I gotta click in it. So you can see my Minecraft loading. But since the last, well, I'd hope so. I mean, I was 14, so I'd hope it'd be a little older. I sound a little older. Dude, last time I made a video, I think that's insane, dude. I was either a freshman in high school or I was in 8th grade. Yeah. That's crazy, bro. Crazy to me. For me, at least, I have a spring birthday. I have a spring birthday, too. My birthday's in March. My name is not Tomas, by the way. The name of the world is actually one of my friends, because he was helping me balance a few things. March as well. Another March birthday. That's what I like to hear. Anyways, so this has the updated version of the mod, so hopefully it should work. It's always annoying to debug when stuff doesn't work, but it should work. And then I can tweak the damages via the config in-game, so you guys can see that. So let's see. Hey, let's go. See, it gives me the absorption there. Should be 4 hearts. Yep, 4 hearts. And then this battle standard should give no strength, and then when it ticks, there we go. Speed and strength 1. There we go. That's what we like to see. Okay, good. So it works. There we go. I think that's fairly balanced. Anyway, so for the Sunfire, I'm thinking. So it's supposed to be after you kill Scylla, and the Ancient Remnant. Let's see, how should I craft the Sunfire? What should we do? Skyla? Sorry, I keep, you know what my brain is doing? It's seeing the SC, and I'm thinking of like Sicily. You know, like the island in Italy, like the boot, the foot of the boot. It's called Sicily. I'm thinking of Sicily, and it's messing me up. It's messing my brain up. But yeah, so for the Sunfire, Obviously, you're going to need the Righteous Relic. So we'll get one of those. And then we're going to need something fire related, right? So it's going to be like flame or fire or something of the type. I mean, treasures, flames, that's not make game enough. What did I use to craft this? Lava power cells. Lava power cells drop from the netherite monstrosity, so I feel like that's a little too early game for a crafting recipe like this. Makes sense, I think that was why it was named after. So the other one, the Tainted Relic, the upgrade for that is actually from an Alex's Caves based on darkness. It's called the Forlorn Hollows, right? You got pure darkness. I mean, come on. Pure darkness, right? You're going to use pure darkness and a dark sword that debuffs people. But I don't think there's an equivalent for something like the Sunfire. I guess it's like holy, right? It's like holy. I don't know. So like, what can I use to craft it? There's holy runes, but those are fairly easy to get. They're not too hard to craft. The Flaming Eye is actually used. The Flaming Eye drops from the Nether Gauntlet, which I think I have. Yeah, I have it listed. It's on the same tier as the Netherite Monstrosity. So you have fire, I guess. Like, there is fire stuff in the sword already because you use the eye to craft the Righteous Relic. Ooh, you know what I could do? I could use Dragon's Breath. So there's this cool stuff called Infused Dragon's Breath, right? So this stuff is pretty much you take Dragon's Breath and you enchant it with 80 levels. So it's pretty hard to make. But you do get 3. You get 3. But it is 80 levels, right? 80 levels. So it's... There's a new enchanting system. It's added by Apotheosis, I think is how you say it. Or I don't know how you say it. Something like that. But it's that word right there. Apotheosis. Apotheosis. Apotheosis? I don't know. Something like that. Better provide a better way to get levels. The bosses are going to drop a lot of levels, alright? There's also a ton of stuff in this game that lets you save levels in things, like store your experience, right? You don't have to have it all at one time. So, like, you have create can store experience in tanks. You're going to have accessories that store your apotheosis. Yeah, I suck at pronouncing stuff, dude. I don't know what I'm gonna do. But, yeah, you can store your experience and stuff fairly easily. It's not that hard. So it's not too big of a deal because you're not gonna be losing as much experience, right? I searched it up, I'm not any better. So I could require this, maybe as like, maybe just one of them as like the tip of the sword, right? For like this flaming part here. It gives you strength. So like, let's see, what gives you strength? What gives you strength in this game? Obviously strength stuff. And provide strength on what increasing levels of full set. Tide armor. Nothing that really gives you strength. But speed. Not too much to give you speed either. This is a hard recipe actually, because I can't use Dragon's Blood. Yes, backpacks are here. I'm pretty sure at least. What backpack mod do I have? I guess I don't have a backpack mod. I thought I did. I thought I had a backpack mod. I guess I don't. Okay, I need to add backpacks. I will add that. I was planning on adding a backpack mod anyways. Sophisticated backpacks are super useful for mob grinders because they can store XP. Yeah, I'll probably add that mod. There's also... I'll look at the backpack mods. I'll definitely look at the backpack mods and see which one I want to add. because there's quite a few. So that's what I'll probably use. Man, I don't know what to do. Brimstone Nectar. This stuff is supposed to be, yeah, you need to eat them. That's a pretty late game stuff. Infused Dragon's Breath is kind of a pretty expensive. That's an expensive item, actually. I don't know. Maybe I should just do normal Dragon's Breath. Maybe I should just do normal Dragon's Breath, so you don't have to, like, so it's not, like, insane. What should I do? I don't actually really know, to be honest. And I know you guys aren't going to know either, because you guys don't know what's in the mod pack. I low-key gotta maintain a sleep schedule that's fine, about 40 minutes or something. That's completely fine, my guy. I probably should sleep as well. I'm just not. Because I'm irresponsible. But yeah, that's fine too. I mean, right now it's probably not super entertaining because I'm trying to figure out. Okay, Focus of Fire. Maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do Focus of Fire. What is this? Mark of Mastery. Okay, so you have to go through some R stuff to get this. Maybe I might include this as like the bulk of the weapon, actually. I could put a Focus of Fire, Dragon's Breath, and then... See, I gotta make it post the bosses, right? So I gotta have something that you gotta kill one of the bosses to get. Could do Essence of the Storm, which is what Scylla drops, right? She drops Essence of the Storms. So I could make that. I could do like this. I mean, it does give you speed, right? But it doesn't have like a storm ability, I guess. Are you adding stuff like better end, better another? Yeah, so there is stuff. It's not better nether or better end. I think it's because I don't know if there's a forge equivalent. This is a forge pack, right? So I don't know if there's a forge equivalent or not for those mods. And when I originally made this like 6 months ago, I don't think there was. So I added a few other things. Yeah, there is stuff that amplifies both dimensions. Jaden's Nether expansion is one of the main ones for this pack. But the progression for that is a little bit before the Sunfire. So it's not super relevant here. Where is it? It's here somewhere. I don't remember where it is. It's like a boring block, so I can never find it. Here it is. Yeah, there's this. Treacherous Flames you get from doing these like King of the Hill style challenges where you have to like protect the central point while a ton of enemies try to kill you. There's a few recipes that do use it, but it's a little earlier in the game because I didn't really find it that difficult when I was trying it. It's around like Diamond Netherite difficulty, right? Whereas this sword is going to be around like Diamond Netherite. Not Diamond or Netherite, but Diamond Netherite. So it's not super relevant to this. I could also maybe see, what does a remnant even drop? Let's see. Loot. Give. Cataclysm. Entity / ancient remnant. Let's see. Drops a sandstorm in a bottle. Remnant skull. He drops ancient metal. This is a magic weapon. And the cross necklace, which is something I remember I added. So there's not too much here for me to work with. At least for the Sunfire. I don't know, what are we thinking? Do you think this is a good enough recipe for it? You may have to tweak some chest loot because someone could get diamond netherite in like 30 minutes if they do a bit of mining, trading, and find another ingot at the moment they go to the nether. I mean, yeah. The thing is that it's gonna take a lot more diamond netherite to make dragon steel armor. So let me show you. So dragon steel armor is kind of like the next upgrade. So I think I probably made it a little too. So dragon steel armor, right? You need 8 dragon steel ingots for this, right? Each dragon steel ingot, you need a netherite diamond ingot, plus a dragon blood in a fire dragon forge, which is going to be even more grinding. Yeah, it's going to be a little insane. You know what I might do actually? Balanced, I think. Yeah, I think it's fine. The point is to prevent you from just being able to randomly get it through chest loot, right? You have to grind for it. That's the whole point. I might move the righteous relic to be. Oh wait, this is pre. Wait, so yeah, this is after the netherite monstrosity and nether gauntlet. Oh wait, no, that's righteous relic. Yeah, no, so this is after you kill those two. Okay, yeah. I might move it after the dragon. Because if I move it after the dragon, you know, I can make it a little stronger. But I could also use dragon fire blood in the recipe, which would be pretty cool. Because, I mean, it's called the sunfire. So, like, you know. Do you think I should move the progression of the sunfire forward to get it later? And then you can, you know, I can have an option for the crafting recipe. I might just make it a little stronger. I'd say still. Yeah, it's a little bit of an awkward point. I might keep the Harbinger here, because the Harbinger, you kind of got to go out of your way to go through the Forlorn Hollows, which is like an entirely different thing in the game. That's like astray from the main progression. So I think that's fine to keep it before the dragon, because you have to go through all those steps to go get it. Different path, right? But the sunfire, I guess, will align more with... God, my voice is already dying. I haven't done this in a while. I'd say the sunfire probably will align more with the conventional progression, right? I think that makes sense. Yeah, I think I'll do that. I think I'll still have a focus of fire in the recipe. But I'll have dragon fire blood here in the recipe too. So we'll have fire dragon blood, which you get a few of. You don't get a ton when you kill a dragon, but you do get some. I could also use a heart. You only get 1 heart. So you only get 1 heart from killing him. So I could use one of those as well. So that's an option. I could use that instead of the focus of fire. And then use the dragon fire blood. Or I could do that. I don't know. I gotta try to make a decision here. We've been on this item for quite a while. I think maybe this would be good enough. I don't know. I could also make the recipe something you make in the enchanting apparatus, right? So like I can make it so you put a bunch of stuff around this thing here. You know, you put stuff on these pedestals, and then you put the righteous relic in the middle, and then it like fuses into the sword, right? I could also do that, which would be pretty cool. So that way I don't have to make like a 3x3 crafting recipe for it. I could use an infused dragon breath actually now that it's later in the game. Maybe I do fire dragon blood, infused fire dragon's breath. Let's do like some random item. I have experience with ours up to before the Ender Dragon. This is not like... By the way, I have tweaked it a little bit, the recipe. It now uses bronze. which you do actually have to go through create in order to get. The whole purpose is to make you kind of go through create. You also have to kill one of the first bosses to make a blaze burner, called the Lich. Is the recipe broken? Can you not make one? Oh, no. Here, yeah. Yeah, ancient animal. Lich drops from the Lich. Little fun fact. So it's a little harder to get these than in vanilla. By the way, what does that little number thing mean on your name? Here, wait. I'm gonna check. What does that mean? It says you're number 2. Or number 1 now. It says you're number... It says you're number 1? Number 2? Top fans? XP? I guess you're my number 1 fan. I guess you're my number 1 fan. Let's go. Nobody. My number 1 fan of all time. Sorry. But I'll probably do Infused Dragon Breath. Dragon Blood. And we'll do Focus Fire. Focus Fire. And then... What's another really cool item? Like, we'll do like a holy... Do like a holy thing. Ooh, how do you create holy stone? How do you craft this? Whoa. That looks pretty crazy. Get this in end cities. Whoa. Oh, that is something else that I gotta talk to you guys about, the cursed thing. Okay, so every hour you get 25 XP for chatting, capping at 75 hour. You've already been streaming for an hour. I have? Dang. I saw that and I was like, that's new. That wasn't there before. They added XP. It's interesting, I guess. I could add an Essence of the Storm just for fun, but nah. You know what? We'll just add a Holy Rune just for some spice, you know? We'll do it like that. So it's like Focus of Fire, Fire Dragon Blood, Infused Dragon's Breath, and the Holy Rune. And then I think I'm going to buff it so it gives you regen 3. And then I'll also have to change the damage value because right now it's still 9. I think the Harbinger is 12, so I'll probably make this 13, and then I'll make the regen. Maybe I'll just make it give you strength too on the ability, because then it's just broken. Place for fans to stand on the community, get top 3 special badges live chat. It resets every stream, so you can always try again. Oh, it's XP for the stream. It's boring. It should transfer over. It should be like, it should go over. Why does it only do that? Anyways, I think this is a good recipe. I think I'll make it give you strength too. I think we'll do that. I think I'll make it give you... strength 2. In the ability thing. Where is it? And then make it do 13 damage, and that should be fine. YouTube's attempt at replicating Twitch. I always hated Twitch. I don't know. Yeah, that was my theory, because it's also just like pretty hard to make, because you also have to go through R's in order to get it. Like, it's not too easy. So like, there's quite a reward for doing it, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like it's like super easy or anything. So I think we'll keep the strength 2 buff. And then we'll keep that. And then yeah, and then in game I can actually show you guys how I edit the damage. Actually, no, I know. I have to edit that myself. I don't have the config editor set up to stream to you guys. Which kind of sucks a little bit, but I'm just gonna real quick make the damage 13. And we should be good. Just need to make sure it's updated up to date with my progression. Yeah. But at the point you probably have started. Yeah, but it takes a lot of the art stuff though. And as a warrior, you're not gonna be doing mainly R's. So alright, it's 9:30 in my head. Alright, nobody. Thank you for carrying the stream statistics. And talk to me in the Discord. It's been very nice. Hopefully you sleep well. And I will see you on the next stream. It looks like a really sick mod pack list so far. We will see how it turns out. We will definitely see how it turns out. So hopefully you have a great day, great sleep. 9 hours of work now. I know you are absolutely excited. Sounds super fun. So good night, bro. See you later, bro. Alright. Anyways, so for anyone, I don't think I have anyone actually like watching now. Unless there's a lurker who's not chatting. I don't think so. I think the only person I have watching right now is myself. So, but I'll keep talking. I'll comment a little bit on a few things. For anyone who does end up watching the VOD or joins. So, but yeah, I'm not gonna ask chat stuff because no one's there. Where is the Simply Swords config? Simply Swords main. Alright, here we go. Weapon attributes. And I can edit this here. Alright. Wait, no. I actually need to open this in here, open folder. Alright, let's see, where is it? Where's the folder? Please just give me the folder. Alright. There we go. Alright, come on. Why are we crashing? I'm pasting in a folder location. Come on, Windows. Alright, here we are. Sword changes. Event.modify. This is top tier content. Top tier content right now. Alright, Sunfire, and then we'll make the damage. And then I buffed the strength already, so I have to restart the game. Actually, you know what? Let me just program in the recipe real quick. All right. No. Here we go. Ours. Where are we? Ours recipes. Okay. So we're gonna do this one, this one, this one, and this one. And we're gonna figure out what I want to do with these. So, alright. That's imbuement. Alright. Sunfire, we're gonna do righteous relic. And then for our pedestal items, we're gonna have iron spellbooks, holy rune. Alright, fire direct blood, yep, and then make sure I got that right. And a fuse breath. Alright, that works. I think that should be fine. Let's see if it works when we reset the game. Get a copy this over and then close that out. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's see if this works. Righteous relic. Boop, 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 boop. And pop that in there. And it should work. Please work. Please. Yay. Alright, there we go. And 13 attack damage is exactly what I wanted. So that's good. It works. And then this should also give me strength 2 now. Slash game mode survival. Strength 2 again. Yup. Right, and then I'm going to edit the progression tree to move the Sunfire on the wiki. Where is it? Here it is. The Sunfire to pre-Ignis. The Soul Render, wait, why is that there? Oh, the space Soul Render. Alright, and then we'll move the Tempests into that spot. And save the page. Alright, there we go. We got the Sunfire finished. We have made an actual impact. That's good. Alright, Sunfire finished. Alright, what's next? The Tempest. Yeah, so I was thinking about making this just something that like drops from Sisla or Sisla. Wait, Scylla. It should just drop from Scylla. You shouldn't have to really craft it or anything. It should just be kind of just like a little bonus thing that'll just drop from her for fun. And if you happen to get it, it would be pretty cool. I don't know if I'm gonna make it like this or not. Probably need to change it. We'll see. Alright, 1 second, guys. Alright guys, so I think that's gonna be the stream. Well, no one's watching right now, but if you're watching the VOD for some reason and you're here at the end of the video, I'm trying to decide if I'll go live again later tonight for some games, but probably not. But we'll see what happens. I might go live. Plan is, just in case. Plan is to go live every other day starting next week, because this week or this coming week I unfortunately have a ton of exams, so I'm not able to do that. But as soon as those exams are over, I'm gonna be streaming a lot. Alright, so that's the plan. Hopefully you guys have a great night, and again, hopefully you guys have an amazing day, an amazing week, an amazing life, all that stuff, and I will see you guys later. Alright, goodbye. That was a creepy goodbye, but see ya.